Thanks, Jacob. Now let's head over to Lauren with news about our orchestra students.
Thanks, guys. I'm Laura Morris here with the Gryphon Grind. Standing next to me is the resident music teacher here at SIM, Mr. Gibson. 7-year students played in the Knox County Honors Orchestra. As a teacher, what is it like to see your students succeed?
It's really exciting to always have a number of our orchestra students that participate in the Honors Orchestra. It's something that is incorporated through all of the high schools in Knox County that have orchestras in their high school programs. And for us to have 7 at our very small STEM school was really exciting for sure.
What is the process like for your students?
Well, the students are given a number of pieces in advance to practice if they are selected for the Honors Orchestra process. For my part, I choose students who are actively doing very well in my orchestra class as a potential nomination for being selected for Honors Orchestra. Ultimately, those students that are chosen to participate receive a number of pieces in advance, and they practice that music before going to the rehearsals for Honors Orchestra. And when we all get there, the students will have a chair audition where the students play from parts of the music that they've prepared, and we, as the teachers putting on the Honors Orchestra event, adjudicate those students and place their chair standings off of their auditions that they make from the prepared music.
Any words of encouragement or gratitude for your students?
So our students have worked extremely hard this year, as they have every year since I've started, and we just gave a fantastic concert at the Knoxville Convention Center last Friday. I'm very proud of all of the students in the band, orchestra, percussion, and chorus that performed at that concert. I thought they did a really fantastic job. They played a lot of very difficult music very well, and I think they should all feel very proud of it.
Well, thanks for being here, and congratulations to the students who performed. I'm Laura Morris.
And I am Mr. Gibson.
Now back to the studio.
Now let's head over to Brandon with 2 of our divers from the STEM's diving team.
Hello, I'm Brennan Hutt reporting for the Gryphon Grind, and today I bring you Jacob Seiler and Emily Brescher on the diving team, and I'm here to ask them a few questions. What inspired you to start diving?
I started diving because there was a lesson at my local pool done by one of the divers at the University of Tennessee, and so I did that lesson for 2 weeks, and then I got over to the university to start full-time.
Well, my mom was a diver, and she was a really, really good diver. She was a national champion, and so I've kind of dove off and on my whole entire life, and she really pushed me and inspired me to become a diver like her.
What are your biggest accomplishments while diving?
Well, I was the age group national champion on 3-meter in 2012, I believe. That was a long time ago, but we just recently dove in synchro nationals in San Antonio, and I dove in 6 different events and placed in all of them. So for me, that's my highest point.
I would have to say my highest point was also at Synchro Nationals, where I competed in an individual event where it was the last chance to qualify for the Olympic trials, and I ended up getting the score to qualify for Olympic trials, which is in June. So,
Do you think diving has increased your chances of getting into a good college?
I'd say diving's my only chance to get into a good college.
I would say absolutely. I know both of us have already started talking to coaches, and so now we're just trying to find the right team and the right school that will fit our personalities. And so it's a really stressful but exciting process.
This has been Brandon Hutt with the Gryphon Grind, and back to the studio.
Thanks, Brandon. Now let's head over to Morgan with one of our students with a unique art piece.
Thank you, news team. I'm Lauren Cooter here reporting for the Gryphon Grind. I'm here with Austin Bradley, who just recently competed in the Rhythm and Blooms contest and won first place. What is this contest, and why did you choose to do it?
So the Rhythm and Blooms Guitar Design Contest is this competition that they do every year where students from every school in the county will submit this design for a guitar like that they can paint or draw on or whatever, and they'll pick about 10-ish designs out of all the schools and send them all a guitar to actually work on, and they'll submit them all in, and there'll be a competition on those.
What inspired you to do this design?
So last year, my design was chosen, and I did the sun sphere, and I just kind of wanted to continue off that idea and do other large structures around the world, and just the first one that went to my mind was the Eiffel Tower, so I just went from there.
How long did it take you to design it?
So creating the actual design, I don't know, it took me about a month, but I was just off and on because I had other schoolwork to do. But then actually painting the guitar, oh gosh, it took me about a week total, like just working hard.
How do you think you would place compared to the other contestants?
Well, compared to what I've sort of seen in the past competitions, I felt like I had a good chance at least placing, but I didn't think that I would get first place. Like that was a real surprise for me.
Congratulations. We're so glad to have such talented students here at the Ellen Sim Academy. I'm Morgan Cooter reporting for the Gryphon Grind. Now back to the studio.
Morgan, now let's head over to Brendan with one of our students from JCL.
This is Brendan Blair with the Gryphon Grind. Here I am with Gareth Freimeyer, who is the president of the JCL. Gareth, can you tell me what JCL is?
So JCL is the Junior Classical League, and what that means is we are focused on classical education with high schoolers, and so we learn about the Latin language, Greek life, stuff like that. And what we do is we compete on the state and regional level. Sometimes we compete on the national level, but since our chapter is so small, we don't usually do much there. But what we do is we do a variety of competitions, like art, for example. We do art based off of Greek, Roman gods, history, stuff like that. We do tests based off of like the Latin language, Greek history, Roman history, and we just study classical subjects, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
I've heard that you've become the president of JCL. What are some of the things that you're looking forward to accomplishing next year as the new president?
All right, so as president next year, I'll be focused on increasing attendance and membership retention, because one big problem we've had in the past is that people tend to quit after they join. So we'll be reaching out to more freshmen, trying to make it more appealing to them, and just make it more engaging for everybody. So we'll have better membership, better showing at competition, and just improve the club as a whole.
This has been Brendan Blair and Gareth Freimeyer with the Gryphon Grind. Thank you for coming out and taking this interview with me, and I hope everything goes well with you as president next year. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Brendan.
Now let's head over to Elliot with one of our students from the robotics team.
Hi, I'm Elliot Mills with the Ellen Gryphon Grind. Today I have Daniel Buckman. So Daniel, can you tell me a little about what you do?
I used to be the Human Resources Manager on the Ellen STEM Punks, but now I am the newly elected 2016-2017 team captain.
Wow. So, can you tell me a little about what you used to do?
What I used to keep up relations with our sponsors by sending out weekly newsletters. I used to do inter-team communications dealing with Slack and Trello to online-based web things that we use, an interactive to-do list, and basically a giant group chat that we all can talk in.
So as you said earlier, you're in line to be the next team captain. Can you tell me a little about what you did to qualify for that position?
Well, this upcoming year, this is going to be my 6th year on the team. I started back when I was in 7th grade because my brother joined, and there were only 7 members on the team. So I joined, so it was 7.5, and then I worked in mechanical for 2 years. Then I went into business my freshman year, and I've stuck with business. I became the business manager back when we still had that team structure. Then we tore that down. We came up with a new team structure. I was part of the executive board. Then that got torn down again, and then we came up with a new one, and I was the human resources manager, and then now I worked my way up to team captain.
Very interesting. Thank you for your time. Back to you.
Thanks, Elliot. Now let's head over to Senna with one of our students from the Ethics Bowl.
Thanks, guys. My name is Senna Lockhart, and I'm here with Madeline Lonas from the Ethics Bowl team. Can you explain to everyone what the Ethics Bowl is?
So it's kind of like where they give you cases, and they can be seen as like immoral or unethical scenarios, and then they give you a set of questions. And so in the competition, they'll ask you a question, and you have to kind of debate and with the other team and kind of like create the best moral scenario or like answer. There's no like right answer or wrong answer. It's just kind of like whoever can debate ethically.
What was it like competing at the National High School Ethics Bowl with no losses?
So this was actually my 3rd time competing at the Ethics Bowl competition. This is our first time going to nationals, and it was actually just like amazing to have like no losses, because by the time it was our 2nd round, the Tennessee like rep walked up to us and he was like, "This is the best any Tennessee team's ever done," and we're like, "We've only won twice. Like how how is that possible? But it was just like fun to walk around and be like, we haven't been beaten at all.
What was your takeaway from being on the ethics bowl team?
So from like an educational standpoint, like I got to meet philosophers and professors from like UNC and places around the country, and then from like a personal standpoint, I got to meet students and kids from Canada and Oregon and California, and it was really fun to see how different they would debate things, especially like for like the Canadians, their lifestyle is different than it is here in the US. So it was just kind of fun to see the diversity that we have at the ethics bowl.
Congratulations to you and the rest of the team. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Senna.
See you guys after the summer.
Bye.
Come on, Lucy. Oh, no. Get in here.
What's up?